Donald Trump will campaign Friday in Aurora, which he has falsely claimed has been taken over by a Venezuelan gang. Trump said that getting the gang out of Aurora will be a bloody story. He calls the city a war zone. Aurora police say that the gang's presence is small and isolated. 10 members identified, 9 arrested. Trump says he will begin the largest deportation in American history in Aurora, Colorado, removing more than what he says is 20 million people from the United States. Mr. Evans, you have said Aurora has fallen. Do you support Trump's mass deportation plan to remove every person here illegally? And given that you have served in local law enforcement, the military, and the National Guard, what do you think about Trump's plan to use all 3 of those forces to do it?
Thank you so much for the question, and thank you all for everyone coming here tonight. As you stated, I've served in the military and I've served in law enforcement, and so I know there's a couple of things that we have to do. I've been very clear with my 3-part plan. We must secure the border. Right now, Immigration and Customs says that we have over 13,000 convicted murderers who are free in our communities. We have over 99 individuals on the terrorist watch list who have been released into our communities. We have to secure our border. We have to create a path for folks who legally want to immigrate to the United States that doesn't trap them for decades in bureaucracy. And then we have to aggressively target those individuals who are illegally in our communities committing crimes, and those are the folks that we have to deport. I've never wavered from that, and I know that this is something that we have to do because we're currently the 3rd most dangerous state in the country. That's a direct result of the policies that my opponent has voted for: open border policies, defund the police policies, policies that make it illegal for police in Colorado to even call Immigration and Customs, and I can fix it.
I want to make sure that we've got a clear answer to whether or not you support Donald Trump's plan to deport every person in this country illegally. He describes that as 21 million people or more. I heard you say deport people committing crimes. Do you support Trump's plan to deport each person?
We need to empower our law enforcement to be able to deport those folks that are committing crimes in our community. Once we start to enforce the laws, then I think what you'll see happen is those folks who have cut in the line will step back into the place in line that they should have been in all along. My grandfather earned his citizenship to this country with 2 Purple Hearts in World War II as an immigrant from Mexico. And so we have to make sure that we are respecting the folks who did it the right way and not allow folks to cut in line.
I'm not certain that I heard an answer to the question about whether you support the Trump plan to deport every person here illegally, but you did mention your Mexican-born grandfather, who you often cite in his heroism in World War II fighting the Nazis. Of course, Donald Trump echoes the dehumanizing rhetoric of the fascists that your grandfather fought on behalf of this country. Trump says that immigrants are poisoning the blood of our country. He says that they are animals, not people. He invokes genetics, saying recently that immigrants who kill have bad genes, while telling a largely white crowd in Minnesota that they have good genes because of racehorse theory, which involves selective breeding. When you hear Donald Trump, whose endorsement you accepted and celebrate, say those things, what do you think?
So, as a state legislator, I was able to get almost 60% of my bills passed down at the state capitol, and that's with me being in a Republican super minority, 19 Republicans to 46 Democrats. And the reason that I was still able to get almost 60% of my bills passed is because I can work with everyone on these issues, and I do that because I focus on policies, not personalities.
With respect, would you please answer the question, when Donald Trump uses dehumanizing rhetoric about minorities and migrants specifically, what do you think of that?
So, in the endorsement that Donald Trump gave me, he talked about securing the border, he talked about making our communities safe, he talked about lowering the cost of living. Those are the things that I'm focused on. Of course, I condemn any sort of racist sort of speech. And I would, really appreciate if my opponent could join me in condemning some of that racist speech. Yesterday was the anniversary of one of the most egregious attacks on the Jewish community, and I didn't see anything on my opponent's social media talking about that. In fact,
both of you actually acknowledged it yesterday on social media, but just to clarify, when you say that you condemn racist statements, are you talking about those statements, those dehumanizing statements by Donald Trump?
I've always condemned any sort of racist statements.
Are you willing to say that Donald Trump's statements are racist?
I've always condemned racist statements.
Thank you.